I'm going to go through all the signs, and I'm going to start now with Aries. Hi everyone. I was called to do this video today for Saturn going retrograde in Pisces. So I'm going to do one big video. I'm going to put the timestamps for everyone, and we're just going to take a look at what it means for Saturn going retrograde. It goes retrograde on the 26th of July, and it will only station back in Aries. It will station back in its normal course of direction on January the 10th, December the 10th, apologies, December the 10th. Okay, so what does it mean when Saturn is going into retrograde? So Saturn going into retrograde is going to give us a moment to pause and review on our structure. It's going to give us an insight into what's been working, what hasn't been working, what is it that we need to restructure, what is it that we need to take accountability for in our lives on our own. Saturn is the lessons that we learn. Saturn will come in and say, have you given yourself a good enough structure? Do you have a routine that works for you? Have you started something this year that you are now kind of in the middle of and saying, I'm not really sure if this is for me. I don't know if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Maybe you've changed along the way. We are 7 months into, the year, and it's just Saturn saying, okay, we now need to take stock and review how this is affecting us individualistically, because it's in Aries. It's also giving us the sense of we need to complete any unfinished lessons that we may needed to finish this year, because we are in Aries. It's a brand new starting 12-year cycle in the astrological wheel. So this is Saturn kind of saying, have you finished those lessons? That 12-year cycle, have you wrapped it up? So what does it look like for everyone else? That's what it predominantly looks like. It will begin to ask you, you may have started this relationship, this career, this project, this side hustle. Does it still align with what it is you want from your life? Are you still getting the most out of it? Does it still excite you? Does it still bring you passion? Does it still bring you the money that you're seeking? Does the relationship still give you value? Do you see it long term? Do you see there to be a future? Because Saturn is also long term. It's about our future. It's about our goals. It's about the foundations for our life. Okay, so I'm going to run through all the signs. So what does this mean for you, and what's it going to look like for the next 6 months? Okay, so because Saturn is retrograding in your 7th house, yay! Now, as a person that has Saturn in their 7th house, it's a bit of a tough one, because your lessons are learned through relationships. They are a mirror for you. How you have connections, one-to-one connections, friends, family, siblings. This covers all relationship, co-workers, neighbors, children. So there's a lesson that's supposed to be learned here. Saturn is asking you to review these lessons. So your relationships are going to look like a classroom for the next 6 months. If it hasn't already, if you have Saturn in your 7th house, you would have lived with this. You would have kind of been a bit of an expert in this. But what does it look like? It's learning lessons through your marriage, through your partnership. It's putting effective boundaries in place in your relationships. It's contractual issues. So if you don't know what I mean by that is, when we decide to come on Earth, we have a contract that we need to finish. When our contract is finished, then we, so this is you, Saturn, saying to you, has your contract ended here? Is it time that you move on from this relationship? Business, romantic, platonic, whatever. It's commitments, reconsidering your commitments, how much you're willing to do in a relationship, how much you're willing to pour into it, how much you get back from the relationship. Is it equal give and take? You should know this because the Six of Pentacles and the Justice card, it pertains to you, right? So the lessons here is learning healthy relationships require responsibility for everyone involved, not just you. Not just you making the plans at the weekends for your going out. Yeah, exactly that. 10 of wands. It's the responsibility is not down to you to organize the date nights, for you to organize the friendship outings, for the vacations. It should be reciprocated. I will fucking say this word. Reciprocated. Okay, there should be an equal give and take there. It should be 50-50. It shouldn't be 70-30. It shouldn't be 60-40. It should be 50-50 at all times. So let's have a look and see what Mother Gaia has for you. We have hedge, potential, boundaries, indecision. Let's read the question Mother Gaia and Saturn wants us to really focus on here. Bear with me. These are not in chronological order. You would think, wouldn't you? You would think that you would make a glossary or an index and it would be in chronological order, but it really, I still haven't figured out how this is done, and I still can't find hedge. Hedge 81. Here we go. Okay, 81. 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is completion. This is time for you to complete this lesson. Okay. Do you need to be firmer about how you allow others to impact you, or are your boundaries so strong that you push people away? So the pendulum can swing both ways. The scales can tip over both ways. A hedge is also a symbol of moving between two states of being or two worlds. Riding the hedge is a phrase used to describe spirit journeys where a witch's awareness travels to acquire information and undertake new experiences. The hedge belongs to neither world, neither, being the liminal space between the two. If you are in that liminal space, it's time to choose which side to step into for now. You can't stay there forever. So you can't always be undecided about the directions, about the relationships that you have in your life. You really need to look at what is serving me, what isn't serving me. Have I learned my lesson here? Is the contract up? Is it time to move on? The universe, transit, climate. So this is going to really bring a climate to you. And the gift that Saturn is rewarding you with is to be grounded. Grounded in your decisions, grounded in your ability to make decisions, seeing that you can make these decisions on your own. You don't need anyone to make the decisions for you. You hold the power within. You hold the power within. So let's see where, oh, that was quick. Hedge. We have the Hermit and the Ace of Pentacles. This is an opportunity for you to really, really go within and reflect on your relationships. This Saturn is giving you the opportunity here, a soul contract. A contract that was made a while ago. There's something about you internalizing, going within and asking yourself, has it run its contract? Is it time that I'm always in between here? And it's crazy. The decks, or you can't see them, the decks that I pre-shuffled with the intention of me picking one up without shuffling, but it's for each sign, starting with Aries, finishing in Pisces, and it's specifically asked, what is Saturn bringing us in this transit? What is it we need to look at? What is it we need to pay attention to? How do we grow? How do we evolve? And what is the lessons that we are needing to be learnt here or taught from? And there are scales towards the end of that gate in that hedge. Can you see that? So this really is a message for you, Libra. Okay. Transit, climate. Ten of Cups. Okay, I will look at the rest of the cards. I don't think I'll need to clarify that, but I mean, you've got 10 of Cups there with the 3 of Cups. Okay, but I'll show you in a minute. Grounded. Thank you. We have the Page of Wands. Okay. So you're not going to be quite flimsy. You're not going to be naive anymore. You're going to be grounded when it comes to the gut instinct, that curiosity, that spark, that initiation. You're going to be more curious, but grounded in your curiosity for adventure, for excitement. You're not going to be thrilling. You're not going to be just chasing the excitement all the time. You're going to really be able to ground yourself. And 22 is a master builder number. I don't think, yeah, you can see it there. 22 is a master builder. So they're building this into you. They're instilling this into you. Saturn is instilling you to see that if you do get curious about something, you're going to say, hold on a minute, just hold on a second. Is this just filled with passion and excitement? Or is it something that's really going to be substantial, and is it going to last forever? And is it going to make me think, okay, we can really do this, and then move forward with it? You're going to have that ability to be able to decipher between the two. Your indecisiveness will no longer be there. Ace of Wands, new energy, Six of Swords, and the King of Swords. You're going to be able to make decisions much, much quicker. Much quicker. You're going to be able to say, well, that serves me, let's move ahead with that. That doesn't work for me, I'm going to remove that out of my life. You're going to really be able to cut people out, cut relationships out. You've got the King of Wands and the King of Cups and the Justice at the bottom of the deck there as well. So this is you saying, do you know what, if it doesn't feel right, then I won't do it. If it feels right, then yeah, I'm going to do it, and it's balanced, and this is for my future. This is like, there's some kind of creative energy here, because I'm seeing a lot of wands, which is passion. So for some of you, this could even be like you just realizing that you can't just follow the excitement that comes with relationships. You actually need to sit still and ask yourself, does it make sense for me to get in this relationship? Am I going to get anything out of this relationship? Am I going to learn anything from this relationship? Am I going to grow in some way or evolve in some way? Hedge, you've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Hermit. Let's have a look and see what this is about. This is an opportunity now for you to put boundaries up and really see, because you've got potential on that Hedge card, and then you've got the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles is potential. So there's potential for you to become wiser, for you to become knowledgeable, for you to really look at what relationships in your life as like the old sage, where it's like, do you know what, we've ridden this roller coaster so many times in the past. Did I get anything out of it? Yeah, look at that. You see things differently. So this is Saturn saying to you, we want you to learn lessons when it comes to your emotions as well. Like, you're going to be able to feel things better. We want you to feel things in a way where you see it differently. It's not just filled with passion and excitement, but there's that Two of Swords. Let me just dig a bit deeper. Two of Swords, the Lovers, the Moon, and the Page of Cups. This goes as far back as in childhood. This is deep, subconsciously rooted thoughts and emotions that you've been hiding. Like, you're afraid to make these decisions. You're afraid to follow your heart in certain decisions, because I don't know if it's how you think other people are going to view you, what other people think, but there's a sense of, I'm not sure. Like, I can't make decisions because I'm not sure of myself. I'm not sure if I'm making the right decisions. Nine of Pentacles. You're going to be able to do this all by yourself. High Priestess is another. High Priestess to the Hermit is, this is someone that knows. They know deep down inside what it is they're supposed to be doing. They know what they need to be doing. Ace of Cups, Hangman, Nine of Pentacles. You're going to be able to make decisions on your own for the benefit of your own self, your self-worth and your self-value. But this is like you seeing yourself in a different light. You're going to be seeing yourself differently. And Aries energy is very independent. It's individualistically. It's I am. You know, I am worth more. I am valued more. My time and my energy and my love is extremely high valuable. So I'm not just going to put it out there to anyone anymore. This is what Saturn wants you to look at. Saturn is saying here, like, the boundaries you need to place, or for some of you, you've placed such a strong and high boundary that you're not seeing the potential when it comes to love. You're saying here, because I think this is this too, there's potential in opening your heart up. There's potential in just you giving. Let me get a little bit more on this, because I'm still a bit like, the Devil, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Strength, and the Seven of Wands. There's that boundaries. For some of you, you callously, or carelessly, I want to say, you carelessly follow your heart. You go all in and you don't think of the consequences. You, to the point where you don't even put yourself first. You don't think about yourself. So Saturn is asking you here, could you pause and take a minute and really reflect when new love comes in, when new relationships come in, when new opportunities come in? Take a minute and just really think about the relationship, this new relationship, or the potential of a new relationship, or if you're looking for a new relationship. Just pause for a second. Hangman is pausing energy. It's uncomfortable pause as well, because it's things that you need to look at that you're uncomfortable with. This is still saying to you, like the Hermit, reflect and really go within and ask yourself, why do I rush into relationships? Why do I carelessly give my heart away so quickly and freely to people? Is it because I want to people please? And then what you need to do after that, Libra, is have the courage and the strength to walk away from anything that just doesn't see your value and your worth. Things that are not balanced, things that are not equal give and take. Even if you don't want to walk away from the relationship completely, this is you putting up boundaries, healthy boundaries. For instance, if you are wanting to go out, okay, and the other person is like, can you come and pick me up? Well, no, I can't really come and pick you up. And this is you internalizing this, right? You're saying, if I go and pick them up, I'm going to have to leave 30 minutes earlier. It's out of my way. It's not in the same direction. I'm going to have to pay for fuel. They're not ever going to pay me back. So this is you turning around and saying, do you know what? I would love to, but I'm actually running late. Do you think you could meet me halfway? Maybe could you get on the train and meet me at so-and-so, and then we could meet halfway that way. That's just an example. You know, there could be many other things, like sharing the finances, because Ace of Pentacles is here. It's like sharing the responsibility, and Nine of Pentacles is here as well. It tells me that for some of you, you've had to carry the burdens on your own. You've had to pay the bills alone for a long time. You pay for the outings, you pay for the vacation, you pay for the diesel or the petrol, the cost, the running costs, the bills. So again, this is kind of like you saying, do you know what? I don't see how this is equal give and take. And yeah, I'm going to have to be brave and I'm going to have to be strong here. But I really need to look at the lesson that Saturn's trying to show me here. And I think the lesson Saturn is saying is like, do you see your self-worth and your value? Nine of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles is Virgo and Capricorn energy. And then you have Capricorn energy there with the Devil. So it's like, I feel like you carelessly give your love away when you should be a little bit more sterner. You should look and review relationships before entering it wholeheartedly and open-heartedly. Really review the situation, really reflect within and ask yourself, how does this make me feel? And is there potential for it to go long term, or am I just falling in love with the potential of it? Because the Devil to the King of Cups is, I'm falling in love with the potential of the relationship, or the potential of the person, or the potential of what it is that they can do for me. It's not you actually falling in love with the individual themselves. You're falling in love with something that's not even there. It's fantasy. Wowza. Right, this transit, you've got quite a few cards here, so I don't think I'm going to have to clarify. Maybe one or two cards that they're saying. Maybe one or two, Sharif. Great. Let's have a look. Climate is going to show you 10 of Pentacles, which is a dreaming of happy home, happy life. 3 of Pentacles, a lot of cups here. They're all cups. Yes, so now I see why they said 1 or 2 cards. There's that 5 of Cups I'm going to have to clarify there. But this is you, Saturn, saying to you, just strap in a bit, because I did say to you, Libra, I think this is going to be a little bit difficult for you, because I have that in my chart, and sometimes it's awful to see the realization that it's not been equal give and take. But because you are cardinal, so I kind of feel like you have to set an example here. And the lesson is the examples that you set are to your family and your friends as well. But there's something here of like a dream once upon a time that you thought like happy home, happy life, celebration through your relationships, reunion with your relationships. You're realizing that some connections, confirmation, some connections in your life has brought you nothing but disappointment. They've let you down, they've not lived by expectations, they've not really done as much as you would have done or given in the relationship. You have given as much more, you've given more to them than they have given to you. So what's this 5 of Cups doing here for Libra? The 10 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 6 of Wands. They didn't see your worth. They didn't even celebrate your wins. They didn't even see that you had created some kind of stability. They just didn't, they ignored the fact that you even, not even existed, because the Magician is existence, right? But they pretend like, oh, you know, anyone could do that. Libra's not special. So it's going to be a bit of a tough ride, Libra. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you, because I'm here to be honest. I'm here to give clear, coherent, concise advice and awareness so that you can prepare for this. I don't see any court cards, but I do see family, and I do see connections, and I do see friends. So this is relationships, right, in your life, and this is not going to be an easy ride for you, but you have that guarantee that's coming to you, where you're not going to be so naive anymore when it comes to relationships. You're really going to be rooted and grounded. But this is you taking stock of relationships, connections that just don't see your value or your worth. They're saying move on. I wanted to get a bit more, but they said no. Okay, so this isn't just a lover, it's not just a friend, it's all your relationships, family, friends, connections, romantic, platonic, business. What's the reward coming? What's this Page of Wands doing here? Five of Wands. Okay. You're going to be able to spot conflict and drama from a mile away. Three of Wands. Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. I do like this because it feels like Source and Saturn are saying here, the minute you get grounded, the minute you really see the truth for what it is, it's not filled in fantasy, it's not filled in unrealistic expectations, it's not filled with falling in love with the potential of a relationship. This is you saying that this isn't for me anymore. This isn't for me. It's not for you, because Three of Wands, you're turning your back. You've grown. You've expanded. You no longer want petty fights, arguments, drama, naivety. You don't want to be drawn into that. You're saying, I'm not going to be drawn into that anymore. And the reward is success. It's achievement. It's completion. Is you still having an open heart, but knowing when to put an effort into relationship and when not to put effort into relationship, when to disassociate yourself and withdraw back from this. That's the reward you're getting. That's that's what you're being able to see now, to see whether or not it is potential. It's that waiting for that expectation, right? It's still saying that brings nothing but conflict. It brings nothing but drama. It brings nothing but arguments, because you're different. There are you and your some of the relationships that you're having to review here. This is still saying to you, like, you're too different, because there's some immature behavior here, very immature behavior. Pages are immature, they're young. But then this is you learning as well, and you're learning to trust your intuition. You're learning to trust that gut instinct of yours and listening to it, and then moving forward with determination, drive, and ambition to see the truth. Reality has set in, reality sets in after that. And this is you still saying to you, we're giving you an open heart, but we also want you to not fantasize or fanta it is fantasize, isn't it? Factualize. We don't want you to live in cuckoo land when it comes to relationships. We want you to see that you cannot just fall in love with potential. You have to fall in love for the person for who they are. And if they don't align with you, Sat is saying, hey, you need to make these decisions quick. Cut these people out quick. Don't waste your time in them, because you don't have the energy or the time for this. Archangel Michael message for you. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so you can trust your divine guidance. High Priestess with the Wheel of Fortune. This is the 2 divine guidance cards for me, where it says you have no choice in the matter here, Libra. The universe is taking control now. That's what I have for you, my love, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to that, and it's giving you something to think about. It's another 6 months, so go easy, take it slow. You don't need to rush the process in anything here. It's just it will, when it goes back retrograde, when it stations direct, I should say, you'll just be able to see a lot more when it comes to your relationships, on who's giving the right amount when it comes to time, energy, and the way you do things. That's all. But I think it's very, very beneficial to you, because I've seen you go back and forth for the last year in your readings about relationships, not just romantic ones, but all of them: mother, father, co-workers, friends, siblings, children. So I think this is a really good time for you to sit still with your emotions and yourself, solitude, reflect, reassess. Okay. Take care, my love, and I'll see you next week. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for Saturn going into retrograde. What does Saturn going into retrograde look like for you? So this is retrograding in your 6th house, and this is pertaining to your health and your daily routines. It may seem boring, but this is what we do on an everyday basis. This is how we live our life, how we wake up in the morning, the routines that we set ourselves in the morning. If you don't have a routine, I suggest you get a routine. It's very good for you to have a routine. It's mentally, it offers mental stability, and it's not just predictability, but it calms your nervous system. So it's really good for you to get a routine in place. But this is how you do your daily tasks, how you organize your time, how you are efficient. Some of you are telling me I am efficient, Sharifa. I'm coming up as the Hierophant here. Like, do you even know who you're talking to? But this is a health and daily routine. So your daily habits are under review. Are you focusing on your health? Are you making sure that your work and your social life is in balance? Are you giving too much to one or the other? Are you being practical in the way that you spend your time? 6th house is also of service to others, how you serve others, how you are hindering your own self-care routine by giving too much to others, and your health routine, prioritizing your health, making sure that your health comes first, because health is wealth. How are you productive during the day? How are you organized during the day? Because this is what Saturn focuses on. Saturn wants you to be organized in a way where it's productive to you, right? So you're not just wasting your time and you're not being scattered, going here and there and everywhere. It's like your time is focused, your energy is focused. You have a routine, you have a plan set in place, and you are organized. Most importantly, being organized. Organization is key in life. And if you are flimsy, whimsy, and you're like, oh, I just go with the day as it flows, I would suggest putting something in place, because Saturn rewards you at the end of this. At the end of the transit, Saturn will reward you. Also, your workplace responsibilities. Are you taking too much on? Do you do too much for others? Okay, so this is going to look like Saturn is asking you to learn your lessons when it comes to small daily habits, and how they create long-term success. So it may seem boring, but it really isn't. Okay, so let's have a look and see where we're going with your message. So we've pre-shuffled all the cards and done the intention. So I'm not going to go through all the shuffling. I'm just going to pick it up. So message from Mother Gaia that you have, Scorpio. You've got oak tree, power, courage, and strength. And this is the roots, the foundations. This is like what I've just said, like your everyday life. How are you grounding yourself in your everyday life? So let's have a look and see what the reflection message is. And then I'll read a little bit out to you and see where we are going with the message. Okay, number 83. It says here, is there something you've been avoiding because of the fear of confrontation? The mighty oak begins as a tiny acorn. It is reassuring to know that something so immense and strong started out as something that you can hold between two fingers. Not only does it remind us that small things can yield huge results, it also reminds us that growing takes time. Rapid growth uses energy to reach a goal quickly. Slow growth uses energy to ensure stable, strong development. The oak tree card urges you to be brave and to stand tall. So it's really a good time for you, Scorpio, to know that you can put incremental small steps towards your foundations when it comes to your daily routines. Organization is key. Okay. Message from the planets, the astrology. We have Uranus, which is your... no, it's not yours. Yours is Pluto. Apologies. Uranus, change. Saturn wants you to change something up here. Uranus is in Gemini, so it could be like changing the way you communicate your daily activities and your daily routines. If you're being asked to help and assist with another person, this is you saying, do you know what, I really can't because I need to prioritize myself. That's the feeling I'm getting from that. That needs to change, because Uranus is third house, is communication, it's Mercury energy, it's the higher octane of Mercury, but it's a sudden change. So it could be like you may want to make a sudden change versus what Saturn is trying to teach you here, to build slow, long-term success. Saturn's a very slow-moving planet. Uranus is sudden destruction, upheaval, change, explosion. It's like dynamically like rapid and so they're very two contradicting energies there. So some of you may be conflicted right now in your life. What is this one for? This is from Mother Gaia. I think this is from Mother Gaia. You have observer. So see, with that Hierophant that came out and this observer, I feel like you're learning your lessons and watching how life is unfolding. You're not really partaking much in activities. You're not saying much. You're just watching and looking and paying attention to things. And I feel like you're learning as well with that Hierophant. You could be learning things by just keeping silent and seeing how things go. I feel like the other thing I'm getting is like you're building your foundations because of that oak tree. I feel like you're thinking about changing course here, but Saturn saying, could we just go a little bit slower? Let's not make any rapid changes. I'm curious to see what comes out with this now. And your higher self's message, you have humility. Life has a funny way of teaching us humility. However, the greatest lessons to learn from our tests and trials is not to be bitter, but to be great. And then our last card from our ancestors, you have fire. So tapping into the fire energy, tapping into that creative side of yourself, Scorpio, is really going to help you Fire, passion, excitement. Let's have a look and see where we go with the message here. Okay. For Scorpio, please. Lessons to be learned around the 6th house from Saturn for Scorpio. Thank you. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And we have the 2 of Cups. Okay. Let's start clarifying. What's this 9 of Cups doing here? Because this is your wish fulfillment, your happiness, your comfortability, what makes you happy, what makes you comfortable. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this. 6 of Cups. I told you some of you may be thinking about changing course on something. King of Pentacles, returning back to a time where your life was a little bit more stable financially, securing your future. The Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like Saturn's trying to tell you here that it's time for you to take a leap of faith on something. For some of you, if you're thinking about going back to a business idea, going back to doing something that you once used to do, Saturn's encouraging you here. The King of Pentacles is slow growth. It's not a quick, oh, look, we're right here. It's kind of saying to you, it took a while to establish and to be this King of Pentacles, but now you're wiser. I'm still thinking about that Hierophant card. It's like, now you're wiser, now you've learned your lessons, now you've been the observer, you've watched, you're doing your research, you're asking the right questions. I feel like this is going to be really good for you, Scorpio. I feel like this is something that Saturn's saying it's now time for you to maybe even go through and do this. It's now time for you to really put your all into it. Because he's kind of saying here, just take the leap of faith, take the chance and go on this new adventure. Because the Wheel of Fortune is time, it's destined, it's divine timing, right? But it's also good luck and good fortune. And for you to have the King of Pentacles there with the 6 of Cups, I feel like this is something that once brought you some really fond memories, like it was from the heart. And that is Sun in Scorpio. The 6 of Cups is Sun in Scorpio, so it's that nostalgic feeling, like whatever you're reminiscing on, whatever you're thinking. And it could be a creative, fiery project. It could be something that would, kind of bring it up to you and bring that passion, that flame, but this is something that you were really happy doing. You were comfortable doing this, and you were possibly even good at doing this. For you to have the King of Pentacles, like, you established something very, very good there. Something really good. And I think that you had your routine set as well in a really good way. Like, there was something that you used to do in the past that was really nicely established for you. And if you're thinking of going back to doing some form of exercise, some form of boundary setting where you spend more time on yourself, I would say 100% go and do it. These 2 cards are huge confirmation for me. Taking a leap of faith and knowing that it's time for you to go back to doing that. Because the 3 of Pentacles is about you putting your work out on display, is you saying, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. Even though it's not really the 10th house career, but I'm feeling a lot of career focused kind of reading here. The 2 of Cups, we'll look at that. I think that's completely separate, but let's see where we're going with this 3 of Cups, because you've got that change card there as well, where I think you could be Saturn's encouraging you to change your routine, but to do it slowly, stable, because of that King of Pentacles, right? Let's clarify the 3 of Pentacles, please, for Scorpio. Can you tell me what the 3 of Pentacles is for Scorpio? Let's clarify the 3 of Pentacles. Thank you. The King of Swords, the Tower, sudden Uranus change. Like, you suddenly see the road to go now. There's an insight that's come to you, and it's like, okay, I know, I'm clear on the direction I need to move in now. I've taken my time to even to kind of cooperate on this, to even what's the word, entertain the idea, right? Like I've entertained the idea. I'm trying to get as much information. There's that boundaries card. 7 of Wands. Anything else? The Sun and the Queen of Wands. And there's that fire. And this is to do with your hopes, wishes, and dreams. This is something that used to make you, I'm still going back to that, where it's happiness. Like, in order for you to gain your happiness, right? In order for you to be living the life that you want to live, where you're leading your life in confidence, you are the leader of your own life. I think that there's some kind of boundaries that need to be placed here when it comes to you trying to help other people in your everyday routine. That's what it is. Okay, sixth house is of service to people. How am I going to be of service to people moving on in the future? Uranus is saying that needs to change. You cannot always be the first person to say, because the Queen of Wands is, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I know she's confident in it and she's willing to do it as well. But they kind of want to make you look at things logically. Like, logically, does it fit your own schedule? Are you prioritizing another in the situation rather than yourself, Scorpio? Because this is all about your sixth house. The lessons that Saturn's trying to teach you is like, you will repeat the cycle again. Tower. It's like you need to make this change. Uranus is there. You need to make this change in order for you to have your happiness, your vitality, your glow, your vivacious kind of way of doing things and being. You need to do this. You need to place strict boundaries. King of Swords to the Seven of Wands is strict boundaries. There needs to be strict boundaries moving forward. And if you haven't learned that lesson, unfortunately, you may just repeat that cycle again. So if I was you, I would start looking at ways that you can say to people, I know you need my help. I know you need my cooperation. I know you need my assistance, but I have a strict boundary and a strict routine that I need to follow in order to make my life a little bit more happier, in order for me to pour into myself, in order for me to follow my dreams. What's this Two of Cups doing here? The Three of Cups. Two of Cups to the Three of Cups. What else? Because the first thing that's come to my mind, I don't want to say, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, then it's not. It's a good thing I didn't say it, right? What else, please? The Chariot. There's that organization and that plans, putting something into plan. The High Priestess. Something here about Source wants you to keep something quiet and private from your family and even your partner. What is this? Can you tell me a bit more? Because that High Priestess makes me think they want you to put a plan in motion with the Chariot there. Get the willpower, the drive, and the determination to follow this through. But the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups is throwing me. Ace of Cups. Wowza. Wowza. By you putting this plan into action, like you saying 6 o'clock I wake up, I do my meditation, 7 o'clock whatever, I'm just going to use me for an instance, right? 7 o'clock I'll get all the kids ready for school, do their packed lunch, blah blah blah. 8 o'clock I drop them off. 9 o'clock I go do my swimming for 1 hour. It's non-negotiable. That is my me time. I come back between 10 and 12. I do my videos, I do my recordings. Between 1 and 3 I'm doing my studies, and then after that, between when they come back from home, say between 4 to 6, I have free time to help other people. If anyone needs my assistance, if my family needs my assistance, if my friends need my assistance, if my partner needs my assistance, then yes, I'll be willing. Determination, drive, I'll be willing to do that. And I'll do that from a place of an open heart where I'm able to give freely. Humility, right? I'm able to give with humility. I'm able to be humble in the way that I assist them, where I don't have that guilt or that, oh God, do I have to do that? But you need to put yourself first, Scorpio. You need to have a plan in place for an effective way for you to move forward you're going to have to put a plan in place, one that makes it comfortable for you and for everyone else, but predominantly for you, Scorpio. Okay, the main goal here is for you to put a plan in place where you are. And do you know what, some people will watch, I'm kind of coming back to this, where I think some people will watch you make these new changes, and they'll be a little bit confused, they won't really know what's happening. But that's what happens when change occurs, right? That's what happens when change occurs. Archangel Michael message: change is coming. Oh, I do like the cards when they speak to us. I am here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunity. Well, that's what you have, Scorpio. Change is on the way. Now, if you want to book a reading with me, you can do. It's all donation based, and you can find the details in my bio, or you can go on to TikTok and you can have a look and see. There's a tutorial video there for you to have a look and see how to do so. But until then, that's where I love you and I leave you, and I will see you next time for your weekly reading. Okay, that's Scorpio done. Take care, my love. Sagittarius, hello and welcome to your Saturn retrograde message. Let's have a look and see where Saturn is hitting for you. I'm pretty sure Saturn's hitting for your fifth house. Yeah, creativity and romance, sex, intimacy, dating, and you're asked to take your joy seriously. Saturn wants you to learn your lessons when it comes to how joyful you are in your everyday life. Are you finding pleasure in the things that you do, in your everyday tasks, in interacting with your children, in your creative projects? Do you have a hobby in place, or is it all just work, 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 and then it's no play? Saturn really wants you to focus on that. So you're being asked to take your joy seriously. Creative projects need to be revised. Something that, if you've always done knitting, for instance, you've always knitted, do you think you could maybe jazz it up a bit and learn a new stitch? Romance will become more mature, so you will mature in the relationships that you have, business, platonic or romantic, probably just romantic though, right, with romance. Children and parenting responsibilities will be under review. The way you deal with your children, the way you handle your children, the way you set homework for them, the way you get creative in the way that you place homework for them. Maybe you need to tailor the way they learn specifically to them, if some of them have special needs, if some of them have neurodiverse conditions. So it's finding a balance to approach your children in different ways, developing talents through discipline. Saturn is about discipline. He rewards hard work. So if you put the effort in, Saturn will reward you. I know that sounds really tedious, especially when you're supposed to bring more joy into your life, but there needs to be some kind of seriousness with it as well. So it's like starting a project and then just never finishing it. It's like you need to develop your talents. Don't just pick something up and drop it completely. So the lesson here is lasting fulfillment often comes from sustained effort. So you have to have that sustained effort. You can't just pick something up and drop it whenever you like. Because I feel like sometimes we don't know the effects that can have on other people around us, let alone just us. Okay. So lessons you need to learn from Saturn. We have trunk: stability, loyalty, and reliability. And this is, I don't know the number yet, right? Just bear with me. It's not in trying to, okay, 101. That was quick. I'm doing good today. I was struggling yesterday. 101, reflection message from Saturn. Okay. It says, what have some formative experiences in your life been, and how have they shaped who you are today? Like a tree, your core has been formed of past experiences as you've grown. Make a list of your core beliefs, who you are, what you hold dear, and what you would never compromise on. This is who you truly are. The trunk card reminds you to stay true to those beliefs to provide a safe, stable place for new experiences to develop. So, I guess that's more or less like the Hierophant, really. So, how has your beliefs, traditions, values, ethics interacting with your romantic relationships, with your intimacy? Do you tend to be more traditional in the bedroom? Do you want to stay focused on, excuse me for saying this, but I'm not a prude. I talk about anyway. Do you stay in missionary position all the time, or do you just feel like you need to mix it up? Yeah, just to bring a little bit more creativity back into you, and also your children, the way you discipline your children, the way you handle your children. Is it outdated? Do you need to review those, the way you handle them? Okay. The planets would like you to know that you have Vesta Hearth. This is a review of the what the inside the heart of you. You are seeing that you matter. You are the driving force of the carriage. So without you, without your burning flame, without your motivation, your determination, your encouragement from others, I feel like Saturn's saying it's important for you to know that you are the flame within the circle that drives the car. So you're the diesel or the petrol, basically, Sagittarius. Okay. Message from Mother Gaia. You have community. There's lessons to be learned here around your community, the people that are around you, your neighbors, your friends, your inner circle, your family, people that are in your day every day in your life. Okay. And then we have power. You have the power to make these changes. Let's have a look. Message from your higher self. You have security. Okay. Be careful not to be drawn into a false sense of security. Security begins only when trust has been established. Okay. Let's start clarifying these for Sagittarius. Trunk, Vesta, Hearth, community, power. And I think that's what it is, you know. People look up to you as well because of your wisdom, and you are Jupiterian energy, and that's exactly what Jupiter represents. Um, it's higher learning, it's ethics, it's morals, it's philosophy, it's the heart of it. So all these cards together is telling me within the community, Sagittarius, you are the hearth, you are the heart, that you are the driving force of this. The power comes from you. So the way you align yourself with your ethics, your morals, your values, you're setting an example regardless of you seeing that or not. Okay. So let's have a look and see where oh, that was quick. We have the King of Swords. We have the Empress. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you, you're working towards your goal. There's that power card, the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So staying focused is going to be really important for you throughout this Saturn retrograde. Saturn wants you to focus on your fifth house, your creativity. And that's what the Empress is. The Empress is number 3 in the card, in the Arcana, and it's creation, it's creativity, it's allowing things to come to you. And because your children are in there, some of you, this is like you need to work on maybe disciplining your children, maybe the way that maybe if you're too strict, you need to loosen the grip, or if you're a little bit too loose, you need to tighten that grip. But I like how they're all matching, because power, Eight of Pentacles, King of Swords. Let's clarify the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? The Knight of Wands. The Nine of Swords. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is Eight of Cups. This is that kind of flimsy behavior where you pick up a project, you think, oh, I'm going to finish this, I'm going to do this. Saturn's kind of telling you that this impulsive behavior needs to stop. Because it's kind of like you find a new hobby to do, and you're like, oh yeah, great. And for some of you, you go and spend all this money on this creative project, on this external way of trying to get your whatever it is, trying to get your passion out there, trying to get your creative juices flowing. And it's like, then you drop it. At the you just like, you drop it, you finish with it, and it brings some kind of worry here. But then the King of Swords is there as well, and this is like, could you just have it? What did it say before? What did I say? before when the last thing I said, because the King of Swords is reminding me of that. Lasting fulfillment often comes from sustained effort, not being impulsive. This is you. This is Sagittarius. So it, for some reason, it worries someone or it worries you. Let me just ask, why is the Nine of Swords here? Because I'm still like wondering why that is there. Why is the Nine of Swords here for Sagittarius? The King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So it worries other people. Ten of Pentacles, your family. They view you as quite impulsive, like not serious. Is that the message? So I'm just thinking, like, why would it, I mean, it wouldn't like mentally stress you out, but it would be like, why can't I find the right hobby for me? Why can't I find something that I'm really passionate about? Why can't I be clear on this? Why do I seem to start things and then drop it, and then I get bored and it doesn't excite me? Because the King of Wands is like, it doesn't excite me. I have no desire for it anymore. So this is a lesson that Saturn wants you to. I don't even think this is anyone else, Sagittarius. I think this is you. I think this is you saying, like, sometimes it even concerns you, like how you start something and then all of a sudden you just drop it because you think, oh, I don't really have the joy for it anymore. I don't really have the love for it anymore. So Saturn's saying, that's something that needs to be looked at with the stability, reliability, and loyalty. You know, it it doesn't even need to be with like hobbies. It could just be what you were once passionate about, and then you begin to do it, and then halfway through you're like, oh, I don't really like this anymore. And it's like, why? So I think Saturn's asking you here to follow through, at least follow through completion, because that Queen of Swords and the Knight of and the King of Wands, sorry, it's like, at least complete it, at least follow through, yeah, before you quit something. Let's see what the Empress is doing here. The Sun, Ace of Swords, and the Queen of, oh, okay, I get it. All right, and there's that King of Wands at the bottom. So in order for your passion to come alive and be excited, Saturn is asking you here, could you maybe see that you are already happy? Like you nurture, the way you get your happiness is by the way you nurture yourself and the way you nurture others. Hearth, right? Vast vista. Sorry, Vesta. It's for some of you, have a look and see where your Vesta placement is as well. It's going to help you. But this is like, you nurture everyone, you nurture everything, you bring comfort and you bring joy to people. But predominantly it's like you seeing that maybe that's what you're actually good at. Maybe you should be doing something that is close to your heart, like feeling that you are living in alignment and if you're living in truth is when you tap into your heart. So Saturn's going to ask you this transit when it goes retrograde for you to really look at, what is it truly that brings me happiness? What is it truly that brings me joy? What is it truly that makes me feel alive? And it's definitely something that connects you to your heart, something that you love doing. You have to love doing what you're doing. And if for 1 second that Ace of Cups becomes reversed, or if that passion and that desire fades away, you lose interest. You completely lose interest. And it's like the freedom of it as well. It being restricted, you don't like it. So Saturn is asking you here, you need to nurture, you need to, when it comes to your children, when it comes to your creativity, when it comes to intimacy, it could be for some of you, you're a bit strict in your traditions as well, in the way you, because Knight of Wands is bedroom activity, right? It could be that you've got a routine set. For some of you, you may even have like special nights, and it's like, be a little bit more adventurous. Ace of Cups, right? Be a bit more adventurous. It's like it could have just become a little bit more routinely and boring. So this is still saying to you, like, the way to spice things up, or not spice things up, to bring things back into kind of like full ecstasy, is for you to just go with your heart. Like, if you want to explore, go and explore, do things differently. And also with your children as well, like finding different ways to make them happy, finding different ways to see the truth for what and who they truly are, like not trying to bend them at their own will and make, I'm not saying you're doing this, but if some of you are, it's coming to an acceptance of who your children really are and what they're really capable of. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. What do you want Sagittarius to focus on at this time whilst you are in retrograde in their 5th house? One more shuffle. The Hermit. Really going within and asking yourself, you know, where is my attention and my time going? Where do I need to focus on? What do I need to hone in on? What craft do I need to really look and see how it's working versus how it's not working? Magician, creating. Interesting. And there's a Page of Wands. So you've got you've not all, but you've got a lot of fire here, which I'm not. So this is like curiosity. Be curious when it comes to your passion. What sets you on fire? What do you want to create? You know, because I feel like your creation and your passion contributes to your work as well. Like, for some of you, it's kind of like you focus better when you're creating something that is passionate to you. Okay. 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 10 of Cups, and the 4 of... Why do you feel that way, Sag? Why do you feel that way? Oh, because you may have to leave something behind and it's breaking your heart. Something that's your dream. Yeah, there's a choice here that needs to be made of like, what do you commit to? 7 of Wands. Oh, this is your childhood dream. And death is over. This is what I mean. Like, you do something, you have an interest in something, and then you start doing it, and then you think, it's like, is this really right for me? Is it really what I want to do? Is it this? Because I can see here that you're a little bit heartbroken over something, because you know that you might need to abandon that dream, right? You know that you may need to abandon it, because 7 of Wands to the 6 of Cups is like, either you're resisting it or you're standing up for this dream and you're trying to push through, and you're like, I know I can do it. I've got it. But deep down inside, like, you know that this needs to change. You know that there's something that's ended here. Something just doesn't feel the same way that it used to. And you're just like, I need to choose what I need to commit to. What choice do I make? So this could be your creativity and how it affects your work, or leaving something behind when it comes to your children for the hopes of something else, like a dream that you idealized, or the way you saw the way your family life was going to be. It's not quite worked out that way, but Saturn's asking you here that, you need to put the effort in. You need to have the sustainable effort here. Lasting fulfillment often comes from sustained effort, and that's what the 8 of Pentacles does. It's sustained effort. It's like you focusing on one thing, just one thing, and saying, do you know what? I need to go deep down inside here, have a conversation with myself, and really ask myself, what is it that I truly want in life? What do I want to create? What do I want to create? For some of you, this is like Z saying, what environment do I want to create for my children and myself to live in? Okay? Because you've got community, you've got the hearth, you've got stability and reliability as well. Archangel Michael message for you. You've got take control of your thoughts, that 9 of Swords. Let's read this out. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. Didn't I say to you about desire? I feel like what is it that you truly desire? There's a desire for something, and then you start it, and then you're like, I don't really feel like I should be doing this anymore. And it just, that spark fades, it disappears really quickly. But you need to tap into your heart, because they're asking you, like, your heart will never lead you down the wrong way. Like, what makes you fulfilled joyfully? What are you happy to get up and do in the morning? What really gets your sparks going? What really gets your sparks flying? It's just that garage song that's come to my head. Sparks, we got you flying high. Sorry. Rolling with the S, the P, the A, the R, the K, the S. Yeah, and you need to cut through that. Cut out that negative thoughts, the overthinking, the obsession, the fear, the letdowns. You need to cut that out completely, because it's not going to serve you. And you have the power to change this within yourself. You have the power to do this, Sagittarius. Okay. That's what I have for you. I hope that helped. And if you want to book a reading with me, you can do via the link in my bio. But this is where I love you and leave you. And I wish you a happy transit when it comes to Saturn going into retrograde. Do take care. Capricorn, hello and welcome to your Saturn retrograde reading. Saturn going into retrograde for you, Capricorn, is going to hit your fourth house. So this is an important one, I have to be honest. It's home and family. And Saturn is saying to you that your foundations need attention. So what is this going to look like for you? These are lessons around your home life, your family responsibility, looking at home improvements, healing family patterns, so breaking generational patterns, looking at how you've always done things versus how things are working now, and emotional security, really looking at what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel comforted, what brings you stability, what grounds you, what reduces the anxiety in your nervous system, what really says to you, this is safe, this is right, this feels right, and this is what I need to do. But it's really just home and family. Okay, so the lesson here is a stable outer life begins with a stable inner foundation. So when you feel completely grounded and safe within yourself and your four walls, you're going to be so grounded and so stable that nothing is going to rock your foundations. So that's what Saturn wants you to learn. Lessons from something Saturn is trying for you. Oh, I love this. Something that Saturn is trying to get you to pay attention to right now is sun, healing energy, happiness, comfort, and joy. Let's read this out and see what the reflection message is for you, as that is what we are reflecting. Give me a second, because this is okay, 49. Sorry if you're hearing that. I don't know what's going on in my back garden. Here we go. Okay, reflection message. What needs healing in your life? What needs comfort and attention? Okay. Sunlight also brings comfort to our bodies, easing chills and dampness, helping us stay warm. The sun card is associated with robust health and healing illnesses. The light chases away the darkness and encourages joy and happiness. Let light into illuminate dark corners in your life. Allow optimism into your heart to encourage you. There are bright times ahead. So I feel like there's only a couple of things that need to be addressed in the home for you to see that you have pure and true happiness on the way to you. Astrologically, you have the seventh house, relationships. So this could be the relationships that you have with the people in your home, okay, in your life, fourth house. But predominantly it is home and family. So the relationships that you have with your family, there are lessons that need to be learned there. Oh, Capricorn, this is beautiful. You have blessed and the sun. Absolutely beautiful. Taurus? I don't know why I wanted to say Taurus. I wanted to say Saturn wants you to know that you are going to be blessed after this transit. You're going to realize how blessed you are to have a home, to have a family that you have. And also the word unique came to my mind. So it may not be the traditional way of doing things, but you are blessed in that sense because you have a unique way of doing things with your family. Okay, and then we have new moon. The next new moon that we have is a solar eclipse, and I believe it's in Leo. Okay, so an encouraging message from your higher self. We have responsibility. Maturity begins when you take responsibility for your own actions. So how are your actions affecting your home life? How are they affecting your family? How are they affecting your house? How are they affecting your stability and your routine and your structure? Are you taking accountability for the way that the part that you have played in the role of not just your suffering, but the whole of your family life? Okay, what role do you contribute to? What role do you play in your home and your family life? What do we have? We have the Ten of Pentacles. Wowza. Which is home, which is home and family and stability. Not surprised to see that, but that is beautiful. This is building foundations where it's built on trust, where it's built on loyalty. Okay. The sun again, Capricorn. I love this for you. Absolutely love this for you. Now, as a person with heavy eighth house placements, when it comes to shared resources in Capricorn, I'm taking this. This is a beautiful reading. I think yours is the best reading I've had so far. Not that they've been bad. This is really good. Okay, last card that we have is the Three of Wands. Okay, expansion, growth, your expectations as well, the way you expect things to go in a certain way. That Saturn is saying that we need to pay attention to that. So let's start clarifying, what is this Ten of Pentacles doing here for Capricorn? Page of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so Saturn is saying to you here, your stability, your security, your home life that is built on trust, foundations, loyalty, it can sometimes confuse you because you may not understand, or you may not see it from their point of view. You may not see why certain things happen the way that they happen. But the lesson here and the focus for you is to also realize that by not taking things so seriously and knowing that everyone has a right to choose their own happiness. These two cards is, it's my right to choose what is happy for me. If I want to go traveling, if I want to take life a little bit less seriously, if I want to explore the world, if I want to be curious about things, it's like, be open to curiosity as well. Be open to go out there and explore. Like, choose your own happiness. Your stability, your loyalty doesn't have to match your family and your home. But what it does have to match is the foundations that you set for yourself, knowing that, yes, it's unique, because I did hear that. I heard that it was unique. So if it's unique to you, that's all that matters. So the lessons here for you to learn when it comes to your stability and your structure and your loyalty, the people that you surround yourself with, is knowing that, coming to an understanding that we may not see eye to eye all the time, and we have different way of doing things, but that is their choice. Okay, Capricorn, they have the right to choose that. So it's coming to that understanding and realizing that your relationships are blessed because of that, because you have a unique perspective in life, because you have a unique family. But predominantly, it's about you being happy and content and making sure that you are surrounding yourself with loyalty, with trust, and knowing that Ten of Pentacles, we rarely get to the Ten of Pentacles on our own. If I'm completely being honest, this is a card that says, we did this, we established this together, we created this together. We had to discover one another as well. We had to discover how we do things differently and how we come to a compromise. Because Nine of Cups, sorry, can also be as compromise. It could be of like, let's meet halfway to come to a compromise, because the Seven of Cups is there. So it's like, choose. It's you choosing. It's you having these choices. It's you having different ways of doing things, and knowing that predominantly you have a secure foundation, but it's coming to acceptance of that and realizing that we may not all be the same, but that's perfectly fine. Look at that Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You by far have the best reading, Capricorn. You're really going to be blessed by the end of this transit. The sun, What's the sun doing here? Thank you. There's that different opinions, different values. That's, I was picking up on it anyway. I didn't need that to come out for me to know that. Five of Wands, the Hangman, more perception, looking at things differently, and the Strength card, yeah, being gentle, being vulnerable, being kind. You, by that, you get recognition, you get the reward, you feel successful in it, and you feel like you, okay, we've come to an understanding now. Yes, we are different. Yes, we all have different strengths, we all have different weaknesses, but it's supporting each other through that as well, learning that we may not see eye to eye on absolutely everything. So I've just literally just repeating myself here because I was picking all that up from this section anyway. So I think the sun and the hangman is just be happy and be joyful for the fact that you all do different things, because it brings a unique perspective into your family. If everybody was the same, it would just be boring. Wouldn't it just be boring? For me, it would be boring. I like differences. I like us to have debates. I like us to put our point across to each other and be like, well, no, I don't see it this way. And then the other one's like, well, no, actually, I do see it that way. And then you have a good, healthy debate in your hand. But it's that structure that allows us to understand that just because we don't see eye to eye does not mean that we would not fight for one another. Like when we need each other the most, we fight for each other. We will be the ride or die for each other. And Leo season may make you see that. You know, you may come to the understanding that we, by shifting your perspective and by seeing that this is a unique blessing, that we are also uniquely different, I think it really does bring a lot of insight into your family life as well. Three of Wands. The only thing I was getting with this was expectations. So let's see where we're going with this. Expectations. The Nine of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Six of Cups. Yeah, to the Five of Swords. I think this is Saturn saying to you, you need to communicate these expectations. Some of them are a little bit outdated, if you really want me to be honest with you, Capricorn. I think this is Saturn saying your expectations have changed. You no longer expect things in a certain way, or you shouldn't be expecting things in a certain way. Because for me, the last row here is, we've learned our lesson here, so now how do we apply it? So the way you apply it with the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups is you saying to someone, or the people in your family, your friends, your relationships, and saying, look, maybe my expectations have changed. I used to expect a lot from you, but by lowering my expectations and coming to the understanding that we are all different, you know, I think that's going to help you. That's going to benefit you, because this Nine of Wands is like, it's just like you being exhausted of doing the same things over and over again, that you building up your expectations of someone that's in your family, your home, and you turning around and saying, you've let me down again, but I'm not giving up. I'm still going to persevere. But I feel like I feel here that you're either you are molding someone, or someone is trying to mold you. Because with that Five of Swords, I feel like that you're molding something into something that just isn't realistic. It's just high expectations, and it's a case of that needs to be let go of. What's the advice on this for Capricorn? What's the advice on this? This could even be like a home. You had high expectations for a home, for moving out, because the Three of Wands to the Six of Cups is like moving out, expansion, no longer living with children. You thought your children would have gone off and done what they were doing now, or you want to depart and move away from your family and get your own place because you're tired of like certain back and forth arguments, because that Five of Swords was there. So this is like your expectations and like the way you saw your life going, but there is a lesson that needs to be learned here first before anything is applied and before anything can move forward. So there's a little bit of a delay, but I feel like there is a lesson that needs to be learned here, and if you complete this lesson and you pass it, then something else comes for you, Capricorn. What's the advice here for Capricorn? One more shuffle. Oh, thank you. Okay, the Tower, the Page of Cups, and the Emperor. A little bit more. The Four of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Empress. Okay, Emperor and Emperor. So like I said, for some of you, this is about your children moving out and going out and doing what they want to do. And you may not see this coming with a Tower. It could be like a sudden conversation to say, look, I'm moving out, but I'm doing it for my own sanity. I'm doing it for my own space and for my own healing, for my own peace. I feel this really is like a breaking away. Like, I'm moving out. Yeah, Nine of Wands. I'm going out to the big bad world, into my own. So you may not even expect this conversation, because Page of Cups is a young energy, but it's a conversation from the heart, where I think either parents or you, so vice versa. But it's kind of like, maybe you've outgrown where you're living. For some of you, maybe you've outgrown living with parents. Maybe parents have outgrown living with children, and it's now time that you send them off and say, it's now time for you to go out and explore the world. It's now time for you to go and do what you need to do. But it brings a lot of healing. A lot of healing is brought in. But Empress to the Emperor, this is lovely. For some of you, you may be deciding to move back to a certain place because of that Six of Cups, like returning to a familiar place where you grew up, because of the home and family. But this is giving parental figures to me. Empress and Emperor, it's mum and dad, right? And then Page of Cups is child, is the children. So for some of you, this is something that you need to address. The Nine of Wands could be a wound as well. It could be a wound that you need to address when it comes to family. Maybe it was like a sudden breakup between mum and dad, and you had to move overseas, because the Six of Swords is there, which is an overseas card. And now you're trying to heal that relationship. You're trying to heal it, and you're trying to move forward, and you're trying to go past this. I think it will bring a lot of healing into your life if you could address this, if you had the strength and endurance to address this. I think that's what this is. For some of you, it could be a wound pertaining to parents and their separation. For another lot of you, it could be like you're physically exhausted of doing everything for your children, and saying it's time that you start doing things. It's time that you start going out there and earning and, helping around the house. That's the only thing I'm getting from that. Okay. So let's get an Archangel Michael message for you. You've got it's time to play. Okay, you've got the Sun, you've got the Blessed card here. It's you're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring back balance into your life. And when this card does come up, it kind of just reiterates the message for me to say that in the moments where we are being joyful, we are being playful, we let our guards down, we're not constantly worrying and overthinking things, that's when epiphany moments arrive. That's when we really begin to see our direction. When we let our guard down, we begin to notice different things, and it's bringing joy back into your life as well. I mean, you've got the Sun card there twice, so for some of you, joy is really important right now, and it's a big focus for you. So open your heart to joy, allow yourself to be happy, allow yourself to that's missing. Allow yourself to give yourself that freedom to be happy, to live a joyful life, to live a life where you can say, I'm happy with things now. It is what it is. I've come to accept it. And it's just relaxing. Just relax a little bit, Capricorn. Okay. I hope that helped. And I wish you a beautiful and blessed week, my loves. Take care. Aquarius, welcome to your Saturn retrograde message. Saturn going into retrograde is hitting your third house of communication and learning. This also covers siblings, local community, neighbors, short distance travel, but predominantly communication and learning, because it's adjacent to the ninth house, and the ninth house is all about higher learning. So go have a look and see where Saturn is in your house. But Saturn is in Aries right now, and it's about you taking on the responsibility, you individualistically going ahead and taking charge of your life and being responsible for the decisions that you are making. So communication is going to slow down. Motivation may slow down, but it's because Saturn is asking you here, we need you to understand things a little bit more deeply. So it's communication slow down so understanding can deepen. So we need to know where we're going, what we're doing, why we're learning the things we're learning, why I say the certain things I say. And I think it's testing your patience as well. It's kind of still saying to you, we need you to understand certain things. Apologies, Aquarius, right. So let's run through it quickly. So it's reviewing of your study plans. If you had hopes and dreams and you were expecting, to go off and do all this new studying, get your certificates, start your business. I know that isn't learning, but for some of you, learning is through your business. All of that is going to slow down, but it's going to allow you to improve your communication, how you communicate with others. And I think like how you use your charm as well to get what it is you want. I don't know, that's coming into my head as well. You could focus a lot more on sibling relationships as well. The relationships that you have with your siblings, brothers, sisters, also cousins, immediate cousins or long distance cousins. You could get back in touch with your cousins. You may realize that, they could help me through this. They can bring some kind of insight into why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's also local travel. Okay, and writing and speaking, so vlogging, putting communication out, but predominantly it's going to be a little bit of a delay because there is a lesson. So the lesson that needs to be learned for you, Aquarius, is choose thoughtful communication over quick reaction. So learning to slow down the way that you respond. Oh, that's an odd message. Knowing when to react and knowing when to respond. Okay, let's get into it. Lessons that Saturn wants you to learn. Fruit, achievement, and success. Maybe this is bringing you the opportune time now, Aquarius, for you to slow down and look at your achievements. Look at, what does this say, fruit? Look at your achievements and look at how successful and how far you've come in your journey. And know that it's not everything is a rush. You don't need to rush everything. And I'm finding it difficult. There we go, 107. So let's see the reflection message it has here for you. It says, have you been working too hard on something and need a break? Producing something, a project, an object, a baby, takes time, energy, and attention. And sometimes work can be invisible to others, happening behind the scene or internally. The fruit of that labor, however, is proof that energy was invested. Recognize and honor it. Fruit also tells you that you can catch your breath for a bit. Celebrate your success. Did I not just say that? So it's a case of Saturn saying to you, you've come so far already, Aquarius. You don't need to just complete one task and then say quickly, okay, well, what's next? Like take time to celebrate your wins. A baby takes almost 10 months to make. I should know, I have 3 of them, and it was horrendous. The whole process, beginning to end, apart from my first one where I was young and naive and I didn't know much, and then 42 weeks hit the mark and I was like, just get out of my body. So it takes almost 10 months to make a baby. So Saturn's asking you for these next couple of 6 months really to just slow down and look how far you've come and celebrate what you've achieved so far, and maybe just live in that moment before you were jumping to your next accomplishment, your next project, your next achievement. We have the sun. Just be happy. Source just wants you to know that you should be happy with your achievement. Be admired, be recognized, be celebrated, okay? And celebrate the wins in your life as well. Milk and honey, Aquarius, get out of here. I need to stop the reading. I've got nothing to say to you. You've got it all sorted. Look at that, milk and honey. All your dreams, all your accomplishment, all your hard work are being recognized and it's coming to fruition. Knowledge, third house. Knowledge and communication. So, and then we have support from your higher self. So this says we all need support every now and then, but be careful not to always be the one supporting everyone else and never being supported. Okay, let's have a look and see where we're going with this reading, Aquarius, and see if we can get some more from this. Okay, Six of Pentacles as your first card. Equal give and take and balance. Page of Cups, opening your heart up a little bit more. Time and energy. You're giving time and energy to something here. What are you giving? What do you want to give? Thank you. Judgment. Okay. What's been calling you? You've had the call, Aquarius. A call has come in for you here. They want you to make a little bit more time, structuring time, the way you give with an open heart. But there is a call here for you to answer with the Judgment card. It's also saying it's time that you pick up the phone. The universe is calling. Archangel Gabriel is trying to get your attention here, Aquarius. Let's see what this Six of Pentacles is. What's the Six of Pentacles for Aquarius, please? The Four of Cups. The Strength card. And the Hermit. So I can see you were a little bit upset here about something that you were giving your time and energy to, something that you had built from the ground up, something that you had really... You're kind of telling me here, like, I'm fed up of giving to this relationship, partnership, but because it's third house, it's mainly siblings, communication, travel, cousins. I feel like you give too much, and you're telling me here, I'm fed up. I'm fed up of always the one being given. I give, and I never receive. I don't give enough. I give, and now I don't get in return. Strength to the Hermit. It's making me feel here, you're telling me here, but I have to be like this. I have to be strong because I'm the wise one. I'm the knowledgeable one. I'm the one that everyone comes to. I have all the knowledge. I have all the wisdom. I have the strength. I'm the backbone to this. I'm the backbone to the way this runs, and I have to give. I have to provide. This is providing. You're like, I provide and I get nothing in return. Tell me a bit more about this Four of Cups for Aquarius. Tell me a bit more about the Four of Cups for Aquarius. One's flipped out. I've got Queen of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. You don't want to do this though with the Death card here. There's something here like I don't want to give anymore. I just want to hold on to my money. I want to hold on to my time. And I feel like for some of you, you give reluctantly. You give it out of duty. You do this out of duty because you do it, that it's my responsibility to do it. It's my duty to do it, even though I don't want to do it. So I don't know. Apologies if you hear my son cackling. We're on summer holidays, but I'm trying to speak directly into the mic so that you can hear me and not the external noise. But let's have a look and see what this Page of Cups is doing here, because this is either having an open heart, doing something from the heart. Here we go. Eight of Pentacles. I don't know what is wrong with me of late. The World, and the Page of Pentacles. So this is learning to open up your heart to endless possibilities, but focusing your attention and time on something else and closing out a chapter. Saturn is saying, like, have you learnt your lesson when it comes to the way you give, the way you distribute your time and energy to maybe your siblings, to maybe your neighbors, to maybe the way you communicate, the way you achieve your things, achieve your success? Like, are you giving evenly? Are you giving from the heart? But with this, it's like lessons need to be learnt, a chapter needs to be closed, and they want you to focus on just one thing. It's like focusing your time and your energy onto one thing. And it could be around children. It could be you need to make more time for your children. You need to focus more on having an open heart with your children and applying lessons to your children. Because we've got 2 pages here, I can't ignore that, which is very childlike and immature energy, but not immature in a bad way, but it's like being a novice to the world, like knowing that I don't know much about this, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to give it my all. And I think that's what this is. You know, Page of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles is you saying, I'm willing to learn. Like, I'm willing to start this new cycle. I'm willing to go ahead and say, okay, well, I don't know everything, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to have a beginner's mindset here. I don't really know what this is about, Aquarius, and I'm struggling to see how this pertains to your third house. But then my eyes just caught this support card, and this is that Six of Pentacles, you know, and it's like, be careful not to always be the one supporting everyone else. And I think you do it out of duty and out of responsibility. But now Source is saying to you, Saturn is asking you, like, have the lessons been learnt here? Have you learnt your lesson to maybe either give with an open heart or maybe close your heart off? Because the world is there as well. It's making me think you need to focus on something. What is this Eight of Pentacles doing here for Aquarius? Everyone's had the Tower. The Tower. The Wheel of Fortune. The Eight of Swords. And the Queen of Swords. Why? The Knight of Swords. Ah, okay. The Two of Pentacles. The Three of Cups. And the Hierophant. There's those lessons. So the lesson here is to communicate. You need to talk. This is communication. So the Knight of Swords charges in, rages really quickly, or moves ahead really quickly. It's like you decide to focus on one thing here, right? Because the Eight of Pentacles is honing in on one craft, perfecting it, mastering it, honing in on it. And then suddenly you change your mind about something and you're like, no, I think I'm going to go and do this instead. And then you kind of go back and forth on the idea, you juggle around with it, and then you commit to it. Or it's like you quickly commit to something. It's like you offering your help and your assistance and quickly committing to something when the Tower happens, when like suddenly you get a sudden phone call that says, hey Aquarius, I'm stuck in the middle of the desert and I've got no this and that, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm coming. Source kind of wants you to stop. Source is like saying, could you stop maybe and see how you could prioritize other family members? Okay. Ask other family members, siblings, cousins, if they can show up and do what you need to do. The Hierophant is like, you commit to this quickly, but could they commit to it? Could maybe they commit to it? Because I feel like you quickly go in and then you realize, shit, I've bamboozled myself here and now I'm trapped because I promise. Like, you overpromise. You make these over promises when you have something that you need to be focusing on, when you need to be paying attention to other things like children, other things like home, other things like work. But it feels like you the way you communicate needs to slow down. Okay, Saturn's asking you, could you slow down in the way that you commit to things? Otherwise, you're going to continuously repeat this cycle. The way you assist people, the way you support people, you quickly jump in to support people, and it suddenly it puts you into this like, oh, sugar dumpling, what have I done? Commitment. Again, you commit to things too quickly and too soon. You don't take the time to think about it. You don't take the time to think about that your actions have consequences, and that maybe it sets you back as well. Like by you overcommitting to whatever this is, it sets you back. So now source is saying judgment call. It's time to answer the call to the universe and say, I can't do that anymore. Aquarius can't do that anymore because Aquarius needs to do other things. Okay. Clarify judgment for me, or give me a little bit more on judgment, please. What do we have? The Hangman. Just stop and wait. Like when that call comes in, now I'm understanding what the call is. When that call comes in and it's like, Aquarius, I'm in the desert. Just pause. Just pause. Okay. Pause and wait and really ask yourself, is this really an emergency, or can someone else look after this? Anything else? The 10 of Cups, family, friends, the High Priestess. Like sometimes it's kind of like just to keep quiet, don't offer help, just keep quiet because someone else will pick up the slack, Aquarius. It doesn't have to always be you. You don't have to rush in all the time and say, oh, I'll do it. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles. I'll do it. Source is like, no. Saturn's like, no. So your lesson here is for you to know that you don't need to overcommit, quickly promise to sort everyone else's mess out. It's not your responsibility, Aquarius. It really is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to support the thing that matters the most to you, which is most likely you. Okay, Aquarius? You need to support yourself. Message from Archangel Michael. Embrace your life's purpose. I am guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Wheel of Fortune. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. Okay, those are the messages I have for you, Aquarius. If you want to book a reading with me, you can do via the link in my bio. But until then, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you next week. Take care. Pisces, welcome to your Saturn retrograde message. So Saturn going into retrograde for you, Pisces, is hitting your second house. Cha-ching! Now, this may slow down, okay? Because let's be honest, Saturn is slow, Saturn is lessons, Saturn is restrictions, Saturn is like, have you organized your finances, Pisces? And we've been getting, for me anyway, as your reader, I've been getting finances with you for a while now. And the 5 of Pentacles has loved you off late. Pardon me. Oh, I can't go that way. Okay, I'm going to have to be like creative here and use my toe. There we go. Oh, the things we do in tight spaces. Got it. Have I gone all red? No. Okay. Yeah, you've been getting the 5 of Pentacles with me for a while now, where it's either you are feeling lack mentality, or you feel like you don't have enough money, or someone stole money from you, someone took money from you, or you overcommit. Get out of here. Oh my God, this 5 of Pentacles won't be a bay. But I like it because the Ace of Wands is there. So the Ace of Wands is there kind of saying, new energy is coming. Yay, new energy is coming, Pisces. And I cannot wait for you. So I just feel like it's been really, really exhausting, you going through this. And I feel awful for you. So second house, finances and values come into focus. So this is you budgeting, looking over your budgeting, reviewing your budget, making sure that you're sticking to it, making sure that you have one if you don't have one, creating a budget and living off that budget. Okay. Income restructuring, making sure that you're restructuring your finances, what money comes in, what money goes out, what needs to be saved, what bills are prioritized, what credit cards are paid off first, how you spend, how you invest. This is also pertaining to your self-esteem, because the second house is predominantly your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-value, everything about self. And it's also how you make your money. Are you proud of the way you make your money? Do you work an honest day's job? Could you shout it out to the rooftops? Not that you necessarily have to, but does it align with your values and your morals as well? Building long-term financial security as well, having a 412k plan, investing in equities, investing in bonds, investing in stocks, if that's what tickles your fancy. I have no clue about all of that. I did find out a new way of investing the other day where I can't remember what it is now, but it's it's something really smart and really cool, and I've forgotten it. So it must have not been that important for me. But anyway, so the lesson here that Saturn is asking you to learn: security grows from consistent choices rather than short-term gains. So making sure that your foundation is set through consistently saving, consistently budgeting, consistently reviewing your financial money, the way you make your money, the job that you have, and sticking to that. Okay, sticking to your routines and sticking to your budget and sticking to your decisions. So let's have a look. Message that Saturn wants you to ponder over. We have winter, an ending, recharging, and reflection. Thank the Lord, because I can't wait for that Five of Pentacles to piss off out of your reading. Winter. We have 121. Let me just read the reflection message for you here. Okay. What big lessons have you learned after slowing down and allowing yourself time to reflect on what has ended or passed? The winter card encourages rest and reflection on what has come to be. Mourn if you need to. Identify the things that went well and what you want to do differently. As you engage in this reflection, remember to look ahead to spring and begin to consider what projects you'd like to focus on next using the knowledge you've gained from the time of assessment. So this retrograde is bringing you a time of reflection when it comes to where did I come from, where am I now, and where am I heading? Deep message there, Pisces. You see how I got my toe to do that? It was important. Only for you, Pisces. Sixth house, sustainability, how you are of service to others, how you, and you know what, it's crazy that that has come up, because that's 44, that's a foundation card, and it's abundance. 4 + 4 is 8, which is about your abundance, your wealth, your stability, your security. And this for me is one of the issues I have with you at the moment, Pisces, where you're offering money to people, but you're offering money to people that you don't even have. You need to keep that money yourself, but you're just freely offering it to people. By the book, understanding that you have to set an example because others are looking and watching the way you move, and 2 is understanding the universal karmic law of action versus consequences. Your actions have consequences, and I'm not saying this is you, I'm not saying it's you, but I think this is like going by the book as well, saving your money and sticking to your budget, sticking to the plan of saving money, sticking to a job that is going to offer you long-term stability. So it's more like a career versus a job. So Source is asking you here, and Saturn saying, have you learnt your lesson? Are you ready to really look in and say to yourself, I want a career. I don't just want a 9-to-5 job. I want to build something on this. I want my future to build. Veiled, something that you're not seeing. It's covered right now, but they want you to wake up and see this. Okay. Additional message from your higher self: take out the trash, Pisces. It's time to get rid of the people and things that no longer serve you and hold you back from your true life's purpose. Okay. Now let's see where we're going with your message for Pisces, please. Saturn retrograde. What have you got in store for my Pisceans when it comes to their self-worth and their value, how they are of service to people, what the winter is going to bring them, and by the book, what is it that they need to be strict on and what is being hidden from them? Okay, let's have a look. We have the High Priestess. We have the Hangman. We have the King of Pentacles. And we have the Temperance. Okay, what you don't see, I'm just going to, what you don't see is how patient you are. how balanced you are, how much you bring peace to people as well. Okay. And that could be really good for you. That's a really good quality when you are trying to build a career, maybe go into self-employment. You're balanced. You're very balanced. You're able to fuse both worlds together to make everything work out. Winter, we have the High Priestess. This is following your intuition. This is keeping things to yourself as well. But this is also you knowing the wisdom and the knowledge, like saying to yourself, I've come this far. And when it comes to my career now, I know that I'm going, and my money, I'm going to have to do my research. I'm going to have to analyze where it is I want to go, what it is I want to do. And I think by winter, you're really going to look back and think, my goodness, how much I have changed. My goodness. The Six of Wands, the Hierophant, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. You've overcome a really difficult part here. And I think what you're overcoming here with that Six of Wands with the Hierophant is you're telling me my lesson has been learnt. I've learnt my lesson here when it comes to giving to others. Three of Pentacles, when it comes to my self-worth, my esteem, my value, the way I give to others, it usually ends up in pain. That's what you're showing me here. And Saturn's asking you, why does it end up in pain? Do you maybe overgive? Do you maybe give because you want the recognition, you want the praise, you want the, oh, isn't Pisces such a beautiful, kind person? And that this is crazy what's coming. There's a lot coming at the moment. Is it worth you being financially depleted or even having your self-respect taken away from you for short-term success? For you to end up feeling like you're being backstabbed and being hurt. Saturn's asking you here, what lessons have you truly learned here? Are you willing to be at the background? Are you willing to take a backseat? Because the High Priestess is, I will take a backseat. I don't need to prove anything to anyone because deep down I have a deeper knowing. You're very intuitive, Pisces. So this is like using your intuition as well. You need to tap into your intuition when it comes to the lessons that you've been given here. Is it worth you having that status quo and being financially depleted through backstab, through pain, through deceit, through deception? But Saturn's asking you here to recover from that. Okay, lessons need to be learnt, and even a teaching, like teaching people as well, and teaching yourself. Because by that book with the Hierophant, there is that you teach people through your lessons. People watch the way you move in life, and they're like, ah, well, Pisces has gone through that, and they did it this way. Maybe I could do it this way for them to succeed. And yeah, it could come off as a little bit painful, but maybe that's one of your life purposes. Maybe that's what you're here to teach others, teaching others through your lived experiences how they shouldn't do certain things. And it's not source using you as an example. It's just an easier way for people to do things. And you could even be imparting this wisdom with the Hierophant there and the High Priestess. You could even be saying, I've done it this way and I was hurt doing it this way. So now I want you to be successful. I want you to do better than me. I want you to succeed further than me. So could you do it this way possibly? And it's like a suggestion, because the Three of Pentacles is you cooperating, is you working together with people and imparting your wisdom, especially with the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Okay. And also the Hierophant is charitable giving. Like you give, this is what I was saying, you give too much. And it's like your self-worth and your self-value, is it worth you giving that money away for you to only have a short-term success and recognition and flattery and being in the public eye or being known for giving extravagantly? And then you are left financially depleted, your self-esteem and your self-worth, you begin to second guess yourself. But is it worth it? Because the people that you're doing this for, they look at you in a certain way, but then you don't hold any value for yourself. Is it worth it? The Hangman. What is the Hangman doing here? Oh, thank you. That was quick. The Hangman, sustainability, Queen of Cups. Before you offer to assist anyone in this, okay, Seven of Swords, before you offer anyone to assist anything, can you connect to your heart and say, can I afford to put myself on the back burner and help someone else? Should I be focusing on my own self-care and my own nurturing? Should I be giving so carelessly and vicariously and saying, yeah, that's fine, I'll do it for you, when you then cancel your spa treatment or you cancel your 1 hour pedicure session that you had, but you think, oh no, it's fine, I'll do it later for myself. I don't matter, but they matter. Saturn's like, no, that needs to change because you're self-sabotaging yourself here, Pisces. You're lying to yourself. You're cheating yourself out of your own happiness and your own comfort and your own joy. And it's causing nothing but worry, because it's that kind of like, oh, I waited 6 weeks for a hair appointment and I finally have it. And then it's like a family member or a friend calls or one of your children call and you're like, oh, I have to cancel my appointment, but it's okay. I'll just wait another 6 weeks for that. It's like, really? So that's the message there. Okay. By the book, King of Pentacles. What's the King of Pentacles doing here? Because this is your finances, your stability. Saturn wants you to understand that you have everything that you need to succeed, to have this strong foundation, to be this King of Pentacles, to build up the trust, to build up the financial discipline as well. Like, you need to discipline yourself, highly discipline yourself. If you want to create this world of being a King of Pentacles, you need discipline. You need structure, you need routine. The King of Pentacles is very, very structured base. He's serious, he's committed to himself, he's loyal to himself. You may need to emotionally walk away when people ask you for money as well. You may need to emotionally walk away when people ask you for their help and assistance. You may just need to say no. Knight of Cups, before you offer, emotionally detach yourself from it. You don't need to solve all the problems of everyone in your life, Pisces. You don't need to overcommit here. You don't need to give so freely all the time. This is making a structured plan for your money, making sure that your money works for you as well. Okay? The sun. And the truth of the matter is, it's like you keep fighting this and you keep doing this over and over again when you are the counselor, when you mother and nurture everyone else. You're always there to assist. You're always there to counsel. You're always there to be there to help. And it's like, aren't you tired of it? Saturn's asking you here. The lesson is like, are you not tired of financially depleting yourself for others? Is your self-worth and your value not important to you? Do you not think that you need to be putting yourself first? Because this is a wound as well. I feel like this could be a wound that maybe some of you, Saturn's asking that you need to seek therapy for. Counseling is going to really help you. Speaking to a psychologist, or maybe studying your patterns as well. Like, studying the patterns of yourself will really help you. But this happiness wants to come in, this joy wants to come in. And the only way that begins to happen is if you walk away and detach yourself and you say, actually, I don't think I have time to do that today. I'm really sorry. I wish I could help. End of conversation. You don't need to say anything else. Okay, let's have a look and see what this veiled is with the Temperance card here. What's veiled in Temperance? Page of Wands. The Lovers, the Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Cancer got this message a while back. I don't mean to bring them into it. And the Tower at the bottom of the deck, everyone has had the Tower. Sudden restrictions, sudden limitations, being brave and courageous. There's like a sudden restriction that I don't want to say you don't see coming here, but I don't want to put a fear in anyone's, but I'm picking travel up as well because that Page of Wands is here. How does this pertain to your money? I mean, you've got the Six of Pentacles there as like charity, offering help again. but you're having to choose here. There's a crossroad that you'll come on, like tempering, lowering sudden restrictions. This is a really, really odd message. They're telling me that this has nothing to do with Saturn. Nothing to do with Saturn. This is a side message for you, Pisces. You may come across sudden restrictions all of a sudden, or you may feel like you've come across sudden restriction because the Eight of Swords is the mind playing games on you. If you have a trip planned, or if you are planning to go out and do something that is completely different to your everyday normal routine, Saturn is asking you here. Now they're telling me, okay, now I'm on the right path. They do confuse me sometimes. Saturn is asking you to temper your expectations, because you're going to have to choose, and you're going to have to choose wisely. The Lovers to the Seven of Cups is a choice that needs to be made here, and you're going to need to temper it. You're going to have to slow down here. Saturn's asking you to slow down. Make sure that you don't overspend through your excitements. Like, don't get too excited here, because you could splurge, this is veiled from you. And I think Saturn is saying here to you, again, one of the lessons that you need to learn here is like over splurging on yourself. Okay. Choosing to distract yourself with unnecessary purchases. It's a weird message. Okay, Archangel Michael message for you. Trust in divine purpose. This experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on a path of growth. Okay, Pisces? That's what I have for you for Saturn. If you liked that message and if you want to book a reading with me, you can do via the link in my bio. But this is where I love you and I leave you, and I will see you next week. I am on a break this week. I need some time to rejuvenate and recalibrate, but I will see you next week for your weekly reading. And until then, I hope you have a beautiful and prosperous week. Stay blessed, Pisces.